Hello and welcome everyone back to the Daily 8 on the News 8 Live Desk. Phil Penarski, happy to be bringing you the top 8 stories of the day once again this Friday. Not sure if you've heard, but we're expecting quite a bit of cold temperatures to drop over the next couple of days. So we're going to check in with Storm Team 8 in just a little bit to see how bad it is going to get. But first, our top story of the day. A jury has found a previously convicted sex offender guilty of attacking a woman in Port Sheldon Township last September. Gregory Dujardin was convicted of second-degree criminal sexual conduct Thursday. He was out on parole for a previous assault when he did the most recent attack. Dujardin is said to have followed the woman, crashed into her vehicle, and then assaulted her at a gas station there in Port Sheldon Township. That happened back on September 8th. Dujardin is expected to be sentenced to at least 25 years in prison. We're going to have the latest on that story coming up on woodtv.com. The suspect accused in the fiery death of a woman found in a locked storage unit plans to fight the charges against her. That's according to her attorney. Morgan Wingeyer was charged with manslaughter and unlawful imprisonment for the November 7th death of Corinne Abu Sumra at Broadmoor Self-Storage in Kentwood. Authorities claim that Wingeyer padlocked the victim inside the unit and then left her there for about 10 hours before the fire broke out. How the fire started has yet to be determined at this time. Wingeyer says that she had planned to return to unlock the unit but got caught up with other things. She is currently being held on a $50,000 bond. Calhoun County Sheriff's Office is looking into 5 separate fires that took place in the village of Homer that they're calling suspicious. Fires took place over the past few months, roughly in the same area. Each one was small and quickly contained. That is according to the Sheriff's Office. Deputies are now working with local fire departments to investigate and are encouraging residents to report any suspicious activity that they see. If you do see something, you are asked to contact the Sheriff's Office immediately. Members of the Grand Rapids Boston Square neighborhood celebrated a brand new health clinic that opened its doors Thursday. It's located inside the Hub 07. Hub, HUB, stands for Hope, Unite, and Build, and the 07 comes from the neighborhood's zip code. The new 45,000 square foot facility broke ground nearly 3 years ago at the corner of Kalamazoo Avenue and Ramona Street and will welcome in 15 businesses and organizations in the future. The Corwell Health Clinic is the first to move in and operate and is now accepting patients. The remaining businesses and groups are scheduled to move in over the next year or so and will include a child care facility, adult education, as well as job fair events. Construction is still underway over at the Grand Rapids Public Museum for that iconic 1928 Spillman Carousel, but that isn't stopping the museum from showing off the progress, including a new addition. The Public Museum announced that it would be adding a ramp as well as a wheelchair accessible chariot to the carousel so that more riders can enjoy it once it does open back up later on this year. The Spillman Carousel is always a big draw at the museum as it was first built, like I said, in 1928. It's a piece of history that will now be able to be more accessible to more guests. The plan is to reopen the carousel at the museum sometime this spring. And it's Friday, only a few more hours before the weekend can officially begin. And while the cold is coming, there are some hot events coming to West Michigan. Nature Day returns to the Grand Rapids Downtown Market, where you can get up and close to several animals, from owls and bunnies to Madagascar hissing cockroaches. I'm not kidding. Then the Air Zoo, that's the 4th annual ice cream challenge down there in Kalamazoo, where local businesses will battle it out to see who can make the best frozen treat with the help of liquid nitrogen. And of course, some of us will have an extended weekend with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day coming this Monday. We have a full list of events to honor the life and legacy of the civil rights icon, and you can check that out over in the West Michigan Guide. All of these events and more can, of course, also be found inside this week's Weekend Planner on woodtv.com. And the cold is coming, but how bad will it get? Well, let's check in now with Storm Team 8 meteorologist Matt Kirkwood.
Without question, the warmest day in the 8-day forecast today, and to boot, we get some sunshine. You can see some high mid-level clouds out there. Wake up to a nice sunrise this morning, and temperatures will actually go above the freezing mark. Some good packing snow for the kids today. We're looking at some wind gusts, though, at that south wind, sometimes gusting over 30 miles an hour. Could even brush up against 40 miles an hour. Arctic air arrives this weekend. This is really going to be the story going forward beyond today. Falling temperatures on Saturday, and really the coldest temperatures we've had in years. When you factor in, we haven't gone 4 consecutive days since 2019 with temperatures below 20 degrees. That's what we have in the cards for us Sunday right on through Wednesday. The heart of the cold air is going to be Monday and Tuesday with wind chill temperatures likely around 10 to as much as 25 below zero. Actual lows for 3 consecutive mornings could be below zero. We'll gradually crawl out of that Arctic air later in the 8-day forecast.
All right, thanks, Matt. We can't end this week of shows without, of course, mentioning the big game taking place tomorrow. Your Detroit Lions are taking on the Washington Commanders for a chance at the NFC Championship game and ultimately a chance at the Super Bowl. Fans of all kinds are showing off their Lions pride, including one ice sculptor from West Michigan who spent the time creating some incredible pieces that are on their way to Rochester Hills for the game. Randy Finch, owner of Ice Guru Events, was tasked with designing the pieces, and they look absolutely incredible. We got a closer look at them, including the Dan Campbell sculpture and a Lions display, and you can check them out right now for yourself. We have the full details inside our story on woodtv.com. All right, that is going to do it for us today on the Daily 8, but of course we will be back again on Monday with 8 more stories, especially as those cold temperatures kick in. We're going to have full extensive coverage here on the Live Desk. We hope to see you then. I do want to thank everybody so much for tuning into this latest edition of the News 8 Live Desk. I'm Phil Pinarski, and we hope you have a great rest of your day and an even better weekend.